Hi, this is Rahul Kumar, National Engineering College, studying pursuing National Engineering College ECE. I have completed my internship project uh, on embedded internship. My project title is I have done the project on car black box. I I have learned the topics. Next, we have seen the topics which I have learned during internship. First of all, I learned about an introduction to C languages. C language. It's very simple languages in the computer languages programming. And next, I have learned about embedded system. It's a very useful topic in my career because I have studied my core subjects in my college. After that, microprocessor and microcontroller are very useful for me to understand the basic concepts how to work on a simulator, work to how to run the simulator project. That's all. And next I have to done. Next I have known that how to download the install the software. After that, I did this. I have done the projects on to install the softwares or like that. MP-Lab XIDE, XE8 compiler, Pixim Lab. These are the softwares I used to done my projects. And after all, introduction to various peripherals of 16 F8 778. It is like data processing in CLCD, tactile switches, interface matrix keyboard, and timer. Simulation workshop. Attended multiple quizzes and these are workshops. Simulation of these are the topics in the internship. After the C programming is used in software system development, embedded software development, OS kernel development, firmware, middleware, and driver development, file systems development, and many more. Uh, Data it is used for data representation like bit, byte, word, and it is also used to data types, integral, current, floating point, float double. It is also used for conditional constructs, single iteration, if else, instead of and switches also. And I have learned from embedded C operators which is known as is used to run on its operates which will operate on its operands, and it also returns a value. Array collection of data, pointers, functions, strings, storage gas. The storage gas may consist of auto register, register, static local, static global, and external. Next we got to see about in embedded systems. Any combination of hardware and software which is used to be a specific task can be called as an embedded system. The categories there are two categories: standalone real-time, network to mobile. Uh, the challenges in embedded systems is inefficient input-output, embedded and OS code administration, testing, and debugging. The real-time aspects in VLC, the real-time aspects. Hot real-time should meet its deadline for critical applications. From real-time, similar to hot real-time, soft real-time can have tolerance in meeting in its deadline. After next, we will see about microcontroller and microprocessor, which a circuit which is capable of being programmed to perform a specific task is known as a microcontroller, which all components are in single chip, less flexible. It is very where it is its size are very small, and so it is used to work very easily. Performance wise price microcontroller and special capabilities also. Microprocessor is a central unit of a system, computer system, which is perform arithmetic and logic generation operations also, which includes addition, subtracting, multiplication, division, transferring numbers from one unit to another, and comparing two numbers also. Next, installation of software and LED. We have to install the following softwares: MP-Lab, XIDE, XMLab, XE8 compiler, interface release introduction. Simplest device is used in most of the embedded applications of feedback, works just like diodes. LED is a basic program also. Toggling LED is connected to a port P of 16F877A. And next is CLCD. Liquid crystal display is a mode of display which is used in digital equipment, replacing many other of displays such as cathode ray tube, LED displays, and plasma displays. It has two types of display. There are 16 into 2 and 16 into 4. It's used to display all ASCII character and symbol. It has totally 16 interfacing. D0 to D7 lines RS value, RS value is 1, RS value is 0. RS value 1 is known as data, RS value 0 is known as instruction. Data processing in CLCD. There's two methods, delay method and poll D7 method. In poll D7 method, we want to know continuously monitor D7 data lines. They are providing data R by W equal to 1 equal to read, R by W equal to 0 equal to write. R by W pin is permanently grounded, that means only one write and data. In CSCD, D0 to D7 are connected to a port D and RS and enable pin are connected to port E. 8-bit D0 to D7, 4-bit D4 to D7. Enable pin acts as an indicator by applying LCD about instruction of data transmission by the controller. Next, we should see about tactical features. In matrix keypad, we need to configure rows as output and columns as input. In designing an pull-down interface, R1 is 10 times greater than R2. There are two levels of triggering modes. One is known as edge trigger and another one is known as level trigger. Next, we will see about the topic of bouncing effect. There is a metal plate and terminal. Spurious pulse detection while pressing or releasing the tactile switch is called as bouncing effect. Next, we will see about the interfaces. A pull-up resistor is used to make the default state of the digital pin as high to the logic level. In the above image, it is for 5 volt, and the pull-down resistor is exactly opposite. It makes the default state of the digital pin as low 0 volt. Next, we have to see about the matrix keypad. Used when the more number of inputs is required and still want to save the controller input-output lines. It is used the rows and columns concept. It is mostly used in telephones, digital lockers, and calculators. Next, we have to see about the tactile keyboard. A key switch is tactile, which has a bump on its response to finger pressure at or near the engagement point. The key press registers and before the key bottoms out at the end of this table. Keyboard is tactile if it is made with tactile key switches. Next, we have to see the topic on timer, which is at just 3 modes: PMW or pulse generator mode, counter, PW or PPA measurement, etc. Tick up count or down count, quantum system clock settings, scaling pre-post, resolution register with the microcontroller micro mode and grill mode are the under operational mode. The timer is set with the matrix keypad to start, to clear, and hash to enter. To toggle the 8-bit resolution is required. Next, we have to see about the PDIP microcontroller microchip. And next is I would next that is overall. Next we have to see this. Next I will show you the simulation of Mixing Lab.